Welcome back, Guardians, to another Destiny video. And in today's Destiny video, I wanted to talk about weapons that I'm going to be trying out tomorrow and show off some that you can buy from the vendors that might interest you to try out tomorrow too. So please take a couple of minutes and finish this video all the way to the end, and then let's have a conversation in the comments about what you think in terms of the weapons that I'm going to pick to use. And you can also give me ideas on weapons you are going to use. And if you wish to, you can hit that like button if you feel the video deserved it once you get to the end. So anyway, let's get into it. I have 9 weapons on my hunter that I'm going to be trying out. There's a few more that I want to try out, but these are the main 9 that I'm going to be going straight into Crucible and using. So first and foremost, the Genesis chain. Auto rifles now, the low rate of fire ones, have an increased base damage and also an increased critical multiplier. So you're going to be doing more damage with low rate of fire auto rifles. And Genesis chain that you get from the raid, it's just one of those weapons that just feels great to me. It's just, I can use it in any situation. I can still play with PvP even though auto rifles aren't that great, and have fun using it because it's just a great weapon. It's got great stability. It's got great perks. Obviously, focused fire and focused fire fly work together. But it's also got hammer forged, and it's just a beast weapon. I cannot wait to see how this performs. Next up, we have another auto rifle, an auto rifle of old, the Suras regime, or the Suwas regime as DPJ says. But this also focused fire. It has hammer forged too. They're great perks that you want to have on an auto rifle. Maybe a bit of stability would be great too. But Suras Legacy gives you basically glass half full and a chance to return health on kill. This weapon will be populating the PvP scene over the next week or so just look out for it. And if you haven't got it yet, I highly suggest you pick it up to give it a go, because it's going to be used a lot, and it's awesome, and it looks awesome, and it will be awesome. Next up, the other auto rifle I have is Shadow Price. Now, my perks aren't the greatest, they aren't the best. There's definitely better perk setups that you can have. Increase reload speed of this weapon when the mag is empty. Obviously, you got 25 bullets that comes in useful. Speed reload also. I can use reinforced barrel, and then I got hidden hand. So it's a decent perk roll, not the best in the world. But Shadow Price has forever been my go-to weapon. When it was out in like year 1 and stuff, it was amazing. It was just the best. I loved it. So I'm looking forward to hopefully this being relevant again. And I want to try and get a better roll with better sights, because these sights are horrible. But hopefully we can see what we can do. I'm going to be doing some strikes tonight to try and get a new one. Next up, we have the Lingering Song hand cannon. Now this is from Iron Banner, and it has on it hammer forged. You can have feather mag, or you can have lightweight, and then you got hidden hand or triple tap. Depending on the perk setups that you want, this hand cannons could be pretty amazing, because now they have significantly increased initial shot accuracy. So that first shot is going to hit in the head if you are aiming at the head. The only thing is that the range is now different on hand cannons. The further you are away, the less damage it does quicker. So you want to be close quarters with certain weapons, and I feel like this is a decent hand cannon to have. I mean, look at that impact. And the rate of fire is low, but it doesn't fire as slow as you think it might, or at least in my opinion it doesn't. So I think this will be a great hand cannon to use. So let's move on to the next weapon. Aya's Luna. This is going to be used by a lot of people too. Again, I don't have great perks on mine. I've got Relentless Tracker, Reactive Reload, and Reinforced Barrel. So yeah, I guess it just depends on the perks that you have. I'm going to give this a shot though, because Aya's Luna is great no matter what perks you have. So I feel like, especially with the increased range, this could be very useful with the balance tomorrow that they're making to hand cannons. Next up, we have the Water Star. Now, the Water Star has always been one of my favorite hand cannons. A lot of people don't like it, but I really do love it. We've got Rangefinder, we've got Reinforced Barrel, and we've got Hidden Hand. It came from Trials of Osiris. I can't remember when, what year, but I've had it for a while, I think. Was it this year? I don't even know. I don't do Trials that much, but this is a beast weapon. I love it. So hopefully that becomes relevant too. I've got a Lord High Fixer, which I have triple tap, braced frame, and Icarus. I could also choose between hand loaded and feather mag. I feel like brace frame is just the all-round best thing to have there, but I might be wrong. I'm not a hand cannon pro, but I'm going to be figuring it out over the next week, because hand cannons are going to be great to use again. So next up, I want to try to steal Medulla, which you get from the raid. Obviously, it's a slow rate of fire pulse rifle, and they're going to be improved because there's an increased rate of fire for high impact pulse rifles by 5.3%. So that's going to make them better in general. In-air accuracy is increased too, but pulse rifles across the board have had their flinch reduced as well. So I feel like this will be a great weapon to use. I mean, look at that stability. It's going to fire like an absolute laser. It's fully auto. The extra perk sign of 4 doesn't really matter because you probably kill people quicker than free bursts. So, you know, I feel like this will be a great weapon to use though. It's relatively easy to get if you can get the raid finished. But there's other slow rate of fires pulse rifles that are going to be useful too, which I might make another video about, because at the moment I don't have too many of them and I'm going to be looking into grabbing some. 36 bullets in the magazine. I feel like this will be a great weapon and very underrated, so check it out if you haven't already. Then we've got the Vision Stone Adept, which you get from Trials of Osiris. Obviously I had like 15 of these in the first 3 weeks. It was ridiculous. I know that's like physically impossible, but you know, I feel like this could be a great weapon as well. So I'm going to be checking this out for another auto rifle variable, that's not the word I'm looking for, choice maybe. Okay, and then the coup de grace, the weapon I'm looking forward to the most, the Hawk Moon. Being able to use these sexy ornaments, as well as that, you know, with the increased accuracy to that initial shot, and imagine hitting lock in the chamber on a precision shot. I think this would be an absolute beast gun to use tomorrow. So these are the 9 that I'm going to be checking out instantly. Have a few others that I want to the 10 that I'm going to be checking out instantly, and I have a few others that I have in mind. But let's have a look at the vendors and what they have that might be a good choice for you if you don't have any of these styles of weapons because they weren't relevant. So let's go to the Crucible first. Over here we have an auto rifle, I believe. Yes, the 0-Day Dilemma. This is going to be a decent weapon to have. If you want to just test out an auto rifle, low rate of fire one, this is the one that you should buy off any of the vendors, just to give you a look at what they're like. It's got Hidden Hand, it's got Eye of the Storm and Spray and Play, and it's got Braced Frame for increased stability, or Rifle Barrel for increased range. You know, depending on how you feel about auto rifles and what perks you want to do, this is going to be a decent one. I would also look at the Palindrome as well. Palindrome is a great hand cannon, and this one has rangefinder. It has rifle barrel for increased range, and then we've got spray and play or mulligan. So that's just up to you. If you don't have a Palindrome yet, this is an okay set of perks. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It will serve you well if you want to test out hand cannons. Now we are over here at the Vanguard Quartermaster, and he has a Parthian Shot, which has some okay perks on too. It is right here, Parthian Shot. It's got Head Seeker, Rodeo, Life Support, Head Seeker, and Perfect Balance and Rifled Barrel. Going to be a great weapon to use. Definitely worth having a look at if you don't have any slow rate of fire pulse rifles. And I can't remember if there's another thing here. Again, another hand cannon that might be useful. And then, oh yeah, the last thing is up in Future War Call. And this is another hand cannon, which I remember playing it at early access events, and this weapon was available, and it was like the best thing to use at the early access events, and that is the Whale hand cannon. It's got some okay perks again. Firefly, we've got armor piercing rounds or hip fire, and hammer forge to improve range and accuracy, or third eye. So, you know, it just depends on what kind of game style you have and what perks you find important. But this is a decent hand cannon just with any perks, so definitely worth checking out. And those are the weapons that I'm going to be using, and a couple that I suggested. I know there's probably a lot more that you can buy and get, especially from the gunsmith. I don't really have any gunsmith knowledge because I rarely ever do it. But I know the Suras ARI 41 or 45, one of those 2 auto rifles, is going to be really good with the right perks. So, you know, check it out. There's probably some other YouTubers have a lot more in-depth knowledge about gunsmith than I do, who will tell you about things that you could possibly look for there, and I'm going to have to look into it myself now. But anyway, those are the ones that I'm going to use. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below in the comments what you think of my choices. Let me know if you think I've missed any gems of a weapon that I should be using. And again, if you did enjoy this video, hit that like button. It helps me out immensely. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing. It helps me grow, and I love all the support that I get on this channel. Thank you for watching. I have been easynow, and you guys have been awesome.